Hello guys, this video is to show you how to solve a higher degree polynomial equation. So before solving this equation, I want you to know, I want to refresh your mind on a couple of things. Just one principle here. If you multiply two factors and the answer and you get 0 when multiplying them, you have to know that it's either that one of the factor is 0, because there's no way you can multiply. For example, if you have two numbers, if you need to get 0 and you have a 5 here, therefore you must multiply by 0. So one of the numbers that you're going to multiply, at least one must be 0 in order for you to get 0 as the answer. Okay, so this is key here. So what I mean by this is, if you factor a trinomial, for example, you have x plus 2 and x minus, let's say 3 equals 0. What that means for you is that either x plus 2 is 0 or x minus 3 is 0. So one of the factors has to be 0, okay? So that's key for you to solve such problems, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and solve this problem here. Here, I'm gonna have to use the grouping method to factor this, because it's basically factoring by grouping. So I'm gonna try to group 2 by 2s. So I'll go here, the GCF is z squared. Again, if you don't remember how to get the GCF, refer to my videos. You should get at least one video about that. So z squared is the GCF. If I factor that out, I'll have z here plus 3. And here, 4 is the GCF, so I'll factor negative 4 out. And I'll get here z plus 3, okay, equals 0. Now, once you do that, you should remember that this is a common factor, okay? What you have here is also there. So you can factor it out. Okay, so if I factor it out, I'll get z plus 3 factor, so I multiply by z squared. So if I pull them out, what remains would be z squared minus 4, okay, equals 0. From here, you set each factor to 0. Remember what I told you here, okay? From here, you have to set each factor to 0. So z plus 3 equals 0, or z squared minus 4 equals 0. Now, right here, to solve for z, you can just subtract 3 from both sides. End up having z equals to negative 3. On the other side here, it's z squared minus 4. So if you want, you can keep solving by factoring here. This is the difference of squares, which I covered in another video. So you can actually factor right here. It's z minus 2, z plus 2 equals 0. So again, each factor, one of the factors has to be 0, so z minus 2 equals 0, or z plus 2 equals 0. And then you end up with z equals to positive 2 here, or z equals to negative 2, okay? So those are the answers, the values of z. So the solution to this equation will then be negative 3, negative 2, and positive 2, okay? So 3 solutions. So remember, negative 3, negative 2, and positive 2. Now, you can always double check, so go back and replace z by its value to see if it's right. But yes, so these are the solutions to this equation. So all I have to tell you is that you need to remember this right here. You need to remember this. What I said is that if you have two factors, if their product is 0, then one of them has to be 0, okay? And here I use the grouping method to solve this higher degree polynomial. So as I always say, make sure you practice using your book or any other examples given to you in class. And this should be pretty easy to you, okay? So keep practicing. Thank you.